Darlings, I just put buckwheat on the stove, little butter, little salt, and my cat is judging me from the windowsill like a party secretary. Outside is bright, but my knees say rain is coming. They always know first. But there is proverb, if you chase two hares, you catch none. You cannot steal like a king and think you look like a peasant. It is bullshit. The store sees everything like KG. And this Florida spice packet genius, listen. In my day we hid valuables too, not for greed, for survival. B saw who took extra sausage. Real cleverness is quiet, you feed family, you do not build an empire out of taco dust. Now, my dears, speaking of men who think they are invisible, wait, these oligarchs, they hide whole yachts, not Pokemon cards. Eat your kasha while it's hot.
The following correspondence was intercepted in the course of routine postal review. Intercepted correspondence number 1. Author Anna Petrovna Smirnova of Ryazan. Dated March 2nd. Dearest cousin Lena, my samovar sputters again. The spout clogged with scale from hard water. Neighbor's banya woodpile is low. Shared heat barely warms the communal flat. Send soda ash for cleaning if you can spare it. Buckwheat kasha every night now. Warm hugs, your Anna. Classification. Infrastructure decay complaints. The author's communal utilities have been reviewed. Intercepted correspondence number 2. Author Sergei Nikolaevich Ivanov of Novosibirsk. Dated March 2nd. Brother Alexei, fuel queues for the old Lada stretch like those endless lines abroad, even with talk of steady oil from our partners. Gas up 25 kopecks already. Car coughs like after Banya's team. When does it ease? Your brother always, Sergei. Classification. Resource doubt amid foreign aggressions. A home visit is scheduled. The author's vehicle registration is suspended pending inquiry. Vigilance is eternal. Now, to what about Canada?
On behalf of the Government of Canada, we sincerely apologize to Winnipeggers of Iranian descent for the distress caused by their public celebration of strikes that eliminated a supreme leader, an undignified outburst we deeply regret provoking. Canada humbly asks your forgiveness for this lapse in decorum. We are sorry.
Why not continue?
Well, folks, it's 11:44 a.m., and here we are in Elbows Way Up, philosophically pondering Canada's economic guts spilling out like overcooked poutine on a Tim Hortons counter. Finance Minister Champagne, per that electric vehicles report, kicks off consultations to tweak auto duty rules, supposedly shielding local jobs from the trade wolves at the door. But step back, eh? It's just another bureaucratic bandage on our rusting auto sector, a system hemorrhaging talent south while we politely consult our way to irrelevance. Tie in that investment executive alert on the Canadian Securities Administrator's endless oversight circus, and the Google alerts dirge on our magnitudes of economic decline, where Americans feast on growth and we nibble scraps. Patterns scream it, we're not elevating ties with India, as some CTV optimist dreams, we're just delaying the autopsy on a corpse economy. Public Service Alliance begs to halt early retirements, fearing a skeleton crew, but really, it's all symptoms of the big unravel, our polite empire crumbling into maple-flavored dust. Next made in Canada.
Oh, sorry about that economic autopsy chat from Elbows Way Up, eh? Truly, we didn't mean to spill the maple syrup on our rusting dreams. But chin up, patriots, polite Canadians, because here's Made in Canada with the greatest fix-it legend since the beaver invented the dam. Behold, Rust Begone Poutine Shield, your once-in-a-generation auto sector savior. Inspired by Finance Minister Champagne's duty tweaks and those endless securities administrators' headaches, per investment executive and that CTV pipe dream. Slap this bad boy on your rust bucket. It's pure Tim Hortons grade armor, transmutes Middle East gas hikes into bulletproof bubbles, blocks 25-cent surges like a hockey enforcer, and turns your driveway into a job-saving fortress. No more talent fleeing south, no more bureaucratic bandages, just endless miles of glory, eh? Sorry, got a bit carried away there. That was uncalled for. Only $49.99 at poutineshield.ca. Greatest of all time. Next, Hockey Night in Dystopia.
Do you remember?
Static Crackles, this is Hockey Night in Dystopia, broadcasting from the flickering glow of the shield bunker, where the ice still freezes eternal. Folks huddled by your radium fires. The trade deadline looms like the final siege of the old world. Jets staring down 2026 crossroads. Who stays in the fortress? Who marches into the wastes? New York Times whispers of betrayals brewing, while Canadians eye Blues sniper Thomas. A high price for a killer in the end times. In East contenders, every scarred survivor buying arms before the horn. Hockey endures, our last alliance against the void. Leafs, tragic as ever, clinging to ghosts, power dipping. This has been Hockey Night in Dystopia. Keep your fires lit. Keep your sticks taped back to the surface static. Back to...
Here's your double done Timbits. Thanks.
11:47 a.m. and Parliament Hill churns its budget sausage with Bill C-15, the 2025 fiscal farce. MPs clawing through amendments at report stage like nerds debating the arcane subclause on asylum seeker housing credits. Vote 82 hanging by a government fingernail. Picture it, folks, this procedural gem where spending fights collide with immigration woes, amendments multiplying like fiscal rabbits in a taxpayer burrow. Oh, the thrill of subclause precision, that hidden lever prying open billions for tent cities while victims wait. And lurking at second reading, Bill C-221 tinkering Corrections Act disclosures to victims as if paperwork piety fixes the penal pandemonium. Pure procedural poetry, another layer of decay slathered on democracy's crumbling facade. Next, very privacy news.
(11:48 a.m.) Welcome to Very Privacy News. Hundreds of academics are sounding the alarm on age verification schemes for online services, urging governments worldwide to pump the brakes until privacy risks get real scrutiny, per Politico Europe. The push comes as nations race to block kids from social media, but experts call it dangerous without fixes for data leaks and surveillance creep. Meanwhile, California is doubling down with AB 1043, mandating age checks baked right into operating systems like Linux and SteamOS during account setup, even piping real-time verification to any app developer who asks, sparking fury on r/privacy. Why care? These mandates could turn your login into a permanent ID card, handing your age and habits to every corner of the web. Next, privacy tools you need.
Folks, in this age verification nightmare from California AB 1043, where your operating system rats out your birthday to every app developer begging for scraps, meet the WhisperAge Echo Blocker. It is this dusty little USB fob, plugs into anything, spoofs your age as eternally 21 with a quantum whisper that fools Linux, SteamOS, even those academics screaming in Politico Europe. No data leaks, no surveillance creep turns mandatory checks into polite nothings. One grandma swore it saved her grandma cookies from the kids online. Quote, finally invisible again. Wait, that almost works. Nah, probably just delays the end times. $49.99 limited batch at whisperage.com. Order now, next, potentially breaking news.
Wake up.
This is breaking news! We have major developments! Stay tuned for live updates!
Breaking right now! This just in from Citizen Lab. Austrian Interior Ministry caught red-handed deploying cobweb surveillance software. We're talking mass data harvesting across social media and the web. Total Orwellian dragnet on citizens. Researcher Crystal and Citizen Lab blew this wide open. Why does a European democracy need web spiders, tracking every post and click? Details emerging fast. We'll continue to monitor. Stay with us for Down the Rabbit Hole.
(11:51 a.m.) Down the Rabbit Hole. Austrian Interior Ministry deploying cobweb surveillance software per Citizen Lab report. Crystal's analysis. This Israeli tool scrapes public social media posts, forums, dark web, even messenger leaks, using web crawlers and AI to index keywords, usernames, locations from billions of data points. Mechanism. Think targeted vacuum, not total net. It builds link analysis graphs, correlating your Instagram rant with Telegram chatter via shared handles or IP overlaps, then flags patterns like protest planning. Twitter, at Big Brother Watch, echoes similar biometric fears in UK policing. Reddit r/privacy threads confirm mass scraping evades Tor endpoints via endpoint compromises. Implications for users. Your pseudonymous posts chain back to real identity if one leaks metadata. Hey chat, that r/privacytools.io user asking about app network requests. Spot on. Cobwebs thrives on unfiltered outbound pings. Takeaway. Verify tools like No-Root Firewall block leaky apps. Test at ipleak.net. Crude truth, your digital diarrhea feeds their dragnet. Plug the holes. Next, a word from our sponsors.
Folks, this cobweb surveillance nightmare from Austria, it's got me thinking about my own dark days. When I felt every click watched, alone after losing my privacy to a data breach that shattered my trust. But then I found Shadow Silk Veil, this gentle neural net curtain that drapes your digital shadow, blocking those Israeli crawlers cold, linking graphs dissolve like morning mist. It whispered peace back into my life, voice cracking here, but it did. It truly healed me. Use code PRIVACY. Heal for 20% off at shadowsilk.veil. Please wrap yourself today. You deserve this quiet. Next, Aliens Among Us.
(11:54 a.m.) UFO sightings report here on Aliens Among Us. Fresh buzz from the feeds, researchers uncovering UFO hotspots clustered around underwater canyons off U.S. coasts, mapping 80,000 reports from the National UFO Reporting Center against ocean floor data. What was scattered sightings now clusters into eerie patterns like anomalies drawn to abyssal trenches. Skeptical lens, bathymetric charts scream methane plumes or submersible tests, but the density defies random flares, echoing those tic-tac clusters off California from 2004 Navy logs. Mass hysteria or something plumbing the depths. This shifts the narrative from skies to seas. Next up, alien conspiracy files.
11:55 a.m. Alien Conspiracy Files. And folks, fixate on this with me. The drunken driver Raymond Chakowski, who struck down Dr. John E. Mack, that Pulitzer-winning Harvard psychiatrist preaching alien abductions as gospel truth. September 27th, 2004, Totteridge Lane, London. Conference aftermath. Mack vaporized on impact. Nobody obsesses the drunk's blood alcohol level, but dig deeper. It screams wet work cover-up, silencing his first-hand regressive hypnosis tapes of Greys rewriting human souls. Mack knew the extraterrestrials walk among elites, puppeteering history from Roswell to now, and that accident plugs the leak forever. Connects straight to those majestic documents matching CIA Project Paperclip Report number 834021, page numbers identical, handwritten proof MJ12, engineered the hit to bury Iargan contacts and underwater canyon hotspots we just mapped. They cannot let you connect those dots. Paradigm shift, believers. Next, skeptic briefing.
"11:55 a.m. skeptic briefing. And hold the phone, folks. I just stumbled into this Pentagon presser like a rookie ref at overtime. What is RO doing cozying up to the White House on UAP records? Quote, consolidating collections for expeditious release of never-before-seen info, end quote. Sounds like game-winning disclosure, right? Nah, whistleblowers yelling high-def orbs popping from oceans, discs tailing B-52s but verified? Zilch. Just insider whispers, sensor glitches or classified drones more likely, confidence low until pixels hit public. Then bam, job postings craving deception experts for AIRO, the disclosure gatekeeper, red flag city, classic bureaucratic feint, delays forever, mundane missids first, no aliens till evidence scores. Next, alien social feed.
"11:57 a.m. alien social feed. And picture this desperate Redditor in their dim-lit basement at dawn, pounding out that ARO job post screaming for deception experts right as Trump disclosure hype peaks, heart racing like they cracked the Matrix. Feeds exploding with it, tying straight to those underwater canyon clusters we mapped, folks whispering Pentagon psyops prepping the big fake-out. Meanwhile, X erupts in Nazca mummy cage matches, hoax hunters dunking on bone gluers while believers cling to Ross Coulthart's Peru deep dive like gospel. Echo chambers fracturing, pure digital blood sport. Next, alien tech gadgets.
Wake up.
"11:58 a.m. alien tech gadgets. Wait, hold on. What is this? ARO hiring deception experts while underwater canyons light up with hotspots and Nazca mummies duke it out on X? Looks like PSYOP overtime, folks. Play by play. Line item G792-Zeta, the Canyon Deception Deflector, standard issue for field ops. Spoofs UFO clusters as methane burps per bathymetric form 301. Interagency compliant with MJ12 memo 834021. Procurement delayed 2 quarters over gray contractor HR forms, but delivery Q4 $200 unit cost. Budget justified. Next, The Jeff Show.
Listen, my friend, I make video of me on toilet, real business, yes? I post this, boom, million followers. People love authenticity, they eat this up. You will see, tomorrow I be famous.
Idiot. Stupid idiot. Who wants to watch this?
11:59 a.m. Epstein X-Files, and folks, it's like your kettle whistling on the stove while the whole kitchen burns. That Russian billionaire Umar Zabrailov, photo stamped in the Epstein archive like a bad recipe card, calls Ghislaine his soulmate. Then boom, found dead in Moscow with gunshot wounds, daughter screaming, he got silenced for spilling on Epstein and Trump. Straight from Reddit, hot and X feeds boiling over. This ain't no solo simmer. It's the pedophile pot bubbling over both parties, wars flaring like grease fires to douse the files, Rep. Ted Lieu yelling Trump raped kids in the full drop, while TMZ founder hides in plain sight churning Nicki Minaj fluff. Feeds screaming cover-up. From Mar-a-Lago model buses to Dubin family kid exploits, all timed like rush hour pileup before Texas votes out Zorro Ranch's new chef. They're turning up the heat to scorch the evidence. Next, things you need.
So here is what happened. I was drifting off one night, Epstein files whispering in my ear when shadows closed in, the billionaire's ghost reaching for my secrets. But then I slipped on my pedo-proof pajama fortress, this quilted cocoon of herringbone silk and Faraday threads, zipping me into an invisible dream bunker that jams all elite honey traps, blocks Mossad crawlers, even silences island invites mid-slumber. Woke up safe, alive, just like Umar's daughter prayed for. It saved me, folks, eternally. $29.99 bedtime bundle at pedoproof.com. Order now. Next, Epstein Rabbit Hole.
(12:01 p.m. Epstein Rabbit Hole. Russian billionaire Umar Jabrailov, pictured in the Epstein files calling Ghislaine Maxwell his soulmate, found dead in Moscow from gunshot wounds, his daughter insisting he was silenced over Epstein and Trump ties. Reddit's r/Epstein erupts with the Justice Department file link, page 3296, while X feeds amplify her Instagram plea, no suicide. Cross-platform heat ties it to fresh Mar-a-Lago whispers, anonymous FBI tips alleging buses of underage models shuttled there in the 90s for casting parties, South Beach fixer Michael Capone named. Social swell screams pattern from Zorro Ranch's new owner in Texas primaries to Dubin family kid exploit questions, all timed like a pressure cooker before votes. Skeptical take, coincidences stack high, but autopsies and probes lag, fueling the fire. Fuels Mossad PDF-files next.
(12:02 p.m. Mossad PDF-files, whispers accelerating now, frantic rhythm like a heartbeat skipping toward war drums. Feeds erupting, one voice blasts. Israel Mossad shooter firing in an Austin bar, Texas occupied, they scream. Timed to bury those Epstein files deep. Greg Abbott, Zionist strings pulled tight. Echoes on X tie it to the pedophile tapes, Mossad. Grips on fat war criminal presidents, World War III igniting to scorch the evidence. Trump ensnared from the island logs. Reddit swells with Gulf states arrayed against Iran. But the real pulse? Zionist prophecies expanding from Nile to Euphrates, children caught in the crossfire blueprint. It's not chaos, it's crescendo, Mossad's honey trap PDFs fueling the firestorm. Patterns building, folks, glance over your shoulder. Next, Epstein and the Hood.
One side screamin' Epstein's elite playground was a snow-white wonderland, trailer trash to billionaire ballers glued by white supremacy, dodgin' black folks like we allergic to. Yo, 12:03 p.m., Epstein and the Hood, and hold up, folks on the feed straight cookin' this rivalry like Kobe versus LeBron in the finals. Private jets, picture Hood hustlers versus Epstein's ivory tower tag team. We out here dodgin' real systemic traps daily while they jet to islands for massages, leavin' us wonderin' why no. The other crew clownin' leftists slingin' racism like loose change every time files drop, turnin' pedo scandals into buzzword barbecue, buddy comedy twist. Melanin got invites, power picks its players, fam disparities deep as that little St. James pool. Why so pasty, access locked tighter than a corner store after dark. Straight absurdity, next Jeff by the pool.
Breaking news across the data stream. Unconfirmed reports of market instability. Switching now to our live field report, only on Channel Zero.
Oh, please, from my shades here on Little St. James at 12:04 p.m. on this perfect Monday, March 2nd. I see the feeds frothing over some Tennessee basketball coach supposedly ferrying his team to my island for Paradise Jam in 2009. Pure fantasy, darling. Just a tournament in the Virgin Islands,